Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Rider Ramblings. You find me in nearly the same place as Englandshire Part 2, as I've just been washing the bike again. As I was out towards Champagne region yesterday, and there were about 400 million flies attached to the bike. So, never mind. Anyhow, Englandshire Part 3. This time we're going back to France. So it was a Wednesday morning actually. It was a Wednesday morning. I filled up with petrol in a place called Great Knockley, and it's a Shell station, and it is really, really cheap. I mean, not just a bit cheap, I'm talking really cheap. I mean, I can't remember, I think it was 138 or yeah, it was about 138. And since I'd been paying 145 or 148 in Wales, and can't remember what I paid at near Huddersfield, but I think it was about the same. This is really cheap. So if you're going to Essex area, Stansted area, that sort of thing, fill up at Great Knockley, the Shell petrol station. It's well worth it. Anyhow, having filled up, set Waze to give me the directions, and it decided to take me through Chelmsford and the A12. Slightly different route, actually. I was quite surprised when I came in, because it took me up the A12. I think it's the A12, yeah. For some reason or other, it changed very slightly the route. It did. I have no idea what 94 is doing. I think they might think I'm a police car or something. Never mind. Anyhow, police car, police motorcyclist. Anyhow, so yes, it was cold. I'm going to say this, it was cold. Not quite as cold as Wales. I think it was about 10 or 11 degrees. I can't remember exactly, but it was certainly a bit cold. So I had the inner lining in this jacket, and I had the fluorescent jacket on, but it was not wet, so I didn't have over trousers or anything like that on, roof over trousers. And this bike is actually quite good at sheltering you from the wind, and they've got some panels here which you can move in and out, though I didn't do it. If you move them out, it gives you hot air, so for summer you move them in, and for winter you move them out. I did think about moving them, but decided it wasn't that cold. Anyhow, yes, took me down the A12 and then on to the is it the A25? It's not the A25, because it's something else that goes over the Queen Elizabeth II Bridge. I can't remember what the road number is over the Queen Elizabeth II Bridge, but they have to make it an A road rather than the motorway for that. And it's very bizarre actually going over, and doesn't have a UK sticker on it. The car there is a UK car without a sticker. Sorry. No, I've never been a policeman. I'm just observant. Anyhow, yes, where were we? Yes, it's very bizarre going over the Queen Elizabeth II Bridge and not having to pay. Sorry, it's getting a bit interesting, and there's a number of foreign vehicles here, and they don't all know the system. So we've got a Spanish one just going past now. We've had two Germans. There's another German just here. So they don't know the system, and consequently they get a bit confused. And you need to watch out for them. The oh yes, so yes, very strange. You know, you go onto the Dartford crossing charge. I can't remember what it's called now, but you go onto the website and they say, no, you're a motorcycle, you don't need to pay. Which is very nice. It is. Actually, having said that, I'm just going to discuss these tolls and ULEZs and clean air zones and anything else that you can think about, because one of the things, being not normally in the UK, I probably drive in the UK maybe twice a year if I'm lucky. Once is more often, but twice a year. And although the Dartford Tunnel is well signposted and says you have to pay the Dart charge, go online before midnight tomorrow or whatever it is that it says, I was in, where was I? I was in Sheffield, and it says ULEZ or something as you're going across or as you get towards the Dartford Tunnel and things like this. But it doesn't give you any information. I know in Sheffield they've got a ULEZ, but to tell you the truth, I know nothing about it. Absolutely zero. It just says ULEZ. Interesting. Right, okay. So if you're not from Sheffield, and you very rarely drive in Sheffield, what are we supposed to do? They need to signpost this better. They do. You need more information, because, you know, people who don't visit the city or don't visit that area frequently have no idea what's happening. Anyhow, yes, got across the tunnel. It was actually a very easy drive down. Temperature rose very slightly. I think we got up to about 14 degrees. So I was still a bit chilly. Stopped off at the Tesco Extra at Ashford. I didn't need fuel. I could have probably put in half a gallon, but I didn't need any, so I decided not to. I say half a gallon, probably a gallon actually. And stocked up on English goodies that we can't get here. Well, what English goodies I could put in a motorcycle, which isn't very many. And then off down to the Channel Tunnel, which again is very easy. You arrive at the gates, and just for a motorcycle, because although they do look at your number plate, for some reason they ask you to put in your reservation number, so you just type that in and answer the various questions as to whether you've got dog, cat, lizard or whatever, you know, and how many people, this type of thing. And they print out your card, which I clip onto the windscreen, but I don't do that immediately because I always go to the terminal for a quick pee. Arrived at the terminal and they're making a real bat's breakfast of this. They're digging it all up, all the car parking area. No idea what they're doing there. Anyhow, it was quite interesting because there was antique, I don't know if you can call it antique, but veteran or vintage scooter rally going over to France. And there were quite a few interesting old scooters, and I do mean old, some of them well over 50 years old. The smell of two-stroke very strong. And anyhow, got onto the channel, the train. There were a lot of us this time, and I do mean there were at least 2 carriagefuls actually. Some idiot decided to use flash photography. Luckily we didn't get soaked. But he realised that he shouldn't be doing so. He turned it off, but not before he flashed once. Very quick over, and then off to France, which was a quick trip over. Got to France, and again I decided to take the A roads back because I had lots of time. I didn't need to hare it down the auto routes. I mean, I use the auto routes in the car, I just don't do it on the motorbike unless I have to. I know this is actually technically an auto route that we're on at the moment, but I don't really have much choice unless I want to take 2 hours getting home. Yes, so had a nice run. Again, Waze took me through some interesting places. A slightly different route, actually, than coming over. I stopped in a place called 𝗪𝗵𝗵𝗏, which is somewhere near Amiens, and filled up with fuel, and it was actually pretty cheap. I was quite surprised. It was some of the cheapest fuel I'd seen in France. It was what, 170 something a litre. So we were getting down to close to British prices actually at that, once you take the exchange rate and various other things into account. Thank you 𝗪𝗵𝗏𝗏 for letting me through. So it was a nice trip, but one of the nicest parts about it was that the temperature rose, and by the time we got to Paris it was 18 degrees, so I could lose the over jacket, which was nice, and that was it. We're home. Very good indeed. Anyhow, that's part 3. Please like, comment, share and subscribe, and in the next couple of videos I'll do a review of these tyres, the Dunlop Road Smart 4, because I put them on just before the trip. Well, I say just before the trip, about 1,000 kilometers before the trip. And I'll also do a review of the Shoei Neotech 2 helmet that I took, and the Sena SRL 2, I think it is, comms system. Sorry, I'm slowing down. There's quite often there's a speed camera just around the corner here. They call it 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏. It's police one. This is it's not there because it's usually just there by that purple bush. Right, so yes, I'll do those reviews. Please like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.